And we're up, as he says. No, not too much. I got back from the gym. First workout sesh since the vasectomy. So it was
How'd
nice to
that
get back
feel,
in there.
dude?
It
Yeah,
felt so
you feel
nice. Yeah, and let's see. So I got it a week, like a week and a half ago on Friday, and it says 5 to 7 days, no like strenuous activity or no ejaculation for a week. So or no coming for a week. I don't know why I said ejaculation. That sounds weird. Yeah. So I was going to work out over the weekend. Didn't we put in the fence? So that was a good just like test. And
I
then I
saw
went
that, dude.
today and just felt fine. So
You looked good out there doing yard
oh,
work.
thank you. Yeah, I love putting
Yeah,
on
man.
the the work
The
outfits. That was fun. Little
the
trucker hats and short shorts
the jorts were
and
a
boots.
classy touch.
Yeah, it felt good. And then I'm not sure if you can tell, but I'm rocking the X-Men shirt. We went to
Ooh.
Deadpool on Saturday, and it was awesome.
Review. Review.
It was the most fun I've had Marvel film probably since Spider-Man No Way Home, and that's probably
Mm.
my third or fourth favorite movie in the whole MCU. It was hilarious. Some of the action was so good because you finally got Wolverine in a rated R movie, which you got in Logan, but here he has like the adamantium claws and the classic yellow suit, and it's
Yeah.
just he's just murking people. Like it was so sick, and yeah. There's some great cameos. It has to do with the TVA, which was dope. Just some Loki stuff, but yeah, I loved
Nice.
it. I loved it.
I was worried that it would maybe disappoint because I feel like it's been hyped up.
I
But
know.
the
I kind of was too.
but those two, like, figured the action would be dope, just based on the past Deadpool movies.
Hmm.
But those two, I think they're pretty good friends, like off camera too. And like he's usually play like more serious roles, I feel like, but every once in a while he's got like a funny, quirky side to him. So I feel like that could play really well together.
Yeah,
So that's good. I
yeah.
need to
It
get on
it
that.
lived up to the hype, and then some, I'd say.
Good. I'll have
So
to check that out. I don't so like me and Ash, you know how like going to a movie is like a classic date activity?
yeah.
But I always feel like kind of lame. Like we don't get a lot of time, so I don't want to go to a movie on a date, even though I enjoy it, because I feel like we can't talk.
Yeah, 100%. one hundred
But I'm
percent.
also like, but I really would like to go to this movie with you. So I always struggle with that.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'd say for us, one if it's a Marvel movie, it's like once every 6 months or longer, so it's not like a ton.
Yeah,
It's easy to plan around. Yeah, so
I love your fascination with the Marvel
oh,
universe.
it's been so fun. It's been so fun. And like I
Yeah,
enjoy
dude, it's kind of like the golden era right now.
it.
Since what? When did it really start?
Who?
Late 2000s?
2008
Yeah.
with Iron Man 1. Or I guess the Hulk was 2007, or that might have been the same year, but Iron Man 1 was the first one.
Such a good movie. Me and Marshall watch it all the time.
Yeah,
He loves it, dude. He loves it.
yeah.
He'll be like, I gotta put my superhero suit on, and he does like the full like thing. Like he puts the boots on and everything. It's funny. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, so
Dude,
just
we got a gnarly fire going on. Like it started up by Estes. I think Ash was saying it went from like 10 acres to like 200 acres in 30 minutes or something wild like that. Yeah. So we've got like a big cloud of smoke. Hopefully they don't. Hopefully they can get it under control tonight. But
Yeah, when
yeah,
did it start? Because I haven't heard anything.
I think it was like midday, something
Oh,
like that.
yeah, that sucks. And it
Yeah, it's
just
crazy.
because I remember even in Denver, you could feel like the air quality would be so bad sometimes if there was a big fire.
Yeah, and like this one, it's so close, like you can see it. Like Ash was saying, her work is like kind of South Loveland area,
Okay.
which is like directly in line with where the fire started. She was saying you could see like the flames, like this is clearly where it's going. And it started making its way up north more. And like we had softball tonight, and it started out the smoke was going more north, and then by the end of our game in like an hour it was going straight east. So the winds are switching like crazy, which makes it super hard to contain it. Just like last week, I think for 4 or 5 days we had this crazy haze. Do you remember back when COVID, when there was all those fires on the West
Mm-hmm.
Coast and it was just an orange summer?
Yeah.
Like we had like no sky. That's what it's kind of been like. That finally cleared up and then this one hit. So yeah, we've had shit air quality for a while.
Dude, that's tough.
The COVID year was wild because you had COVID and you couldn't go anywhere. And then all the news was saying, but you also need to stay inside because the air quality is terrible. So you're just like, oh, we're kind of fucked
Yeah,
here.
yeah, there was not a lot of not a lot to do. Like can't be inside, can't be outside. I'm dead anywhere.
I'm
It seems.
I'm not gonna lie though, dude. I fucking loved it. I'm a
Oh,
homebody, and like it was cool to talk to your friends, but like I don't need to feel the pressure to go out and do a bunch of shit. So I was cool with it. I'm like,
oh,
cool.
yo, COVID was one of the best times because I was working at Xfinity some like right when it started, and we were still open. So we would get there, set everything up, sell like a cell phone, and then just watch TV on the TV the things were closing early. And then I worked for Retro Tech, so I was working from home some too, so that was sweet. But yeah, we mostly watched a bunch of movies, and yeah, had some fun friends out there that yeah had it was a good time. It was watched a lot of movies, and yeah, it was awesome. The the December before COVID started, I bought the new TV.
Mm, so you're living it up,
Yeah, so we were just chilling out in Colorado, watching a bunch of movies, relaxing.
smoking some doobies.
Yeah, I think going to the gym some, and that was about it.
Yeah, it kind of sucked. But like I know people will say, well, a lot of people lost their jobs during COVID and all that. So besides those people, for me it sucked because I was busy as shit. Like construction took a 2 week pause where nothing happened, and then they realized we still need to keep building. So construction started booming. Then the housing market went crazy. So I was busy as ever, which was good. But then you got Ellis and John who were working for Stryker at the time, and they weren't doing shit. They were getting paid. Like they weren't making commissions on sales really, but like they were just getting paid. They didn't have to show up in the hospital. They were just dicking around for like 6 months. And I was like, oh, I could use just a quarter of what they had. Like, just give me a month of nothing.
Yeah, and shout out for them for still for having a job because a lot of people just went out on unemployment and were like, this is nice. I'm chilling.
Yeah, my
And
brother did that shit.
yeah, and I feel like we lost some people. Like you're just
Yeah, oh yeah,
forever just
yeah,
gone.
dude. It's insane how much it changed. Like, I think companies are realizing that remote work's not great for all jobs. But so many people that were young in their careers during COVID are now just I don't want to go to the office. Like I don't. I don't need to. Like, I'll find a job remotely doing whatever. And yeah, it changed the landscape for sure. It made it hard to get people to want to come into the office.
Yeah, and
So,
yeah, the one thought that I've always had, then I work from home for like a little bit too, but whenever someone's like, I can get more work done at home. I'll get more done at home. I'm always like, but will you really? Will you? You're not just gonna take an extra break or get up and go just relax for a bit and just kind of chilling. Like, really? You're gonna be more productive at home with your jammies?
yeah,
Okay.
no, you can. This, no. That's no, but like for me and people that are like managing people, if you're dealing with a lot of like questions and people, like you could get maybe more work done, I guess. Like I could work at home in 8 hours and get 8 hours worth of like engineering done,
hmm
but I'm not really leading my team or managing my team.
Yeah.
But like even now, I could work from home almost every day if I wanted to.
Yeah.
I There's always shit going on, or like I'll watch Netflix while I eat lunch, and it's like an hour and a half, 2 hours later, and you're like, I'm kind of tired. Maybe I'll do a little laundry this afternoon. You don't get as much done. There's no shot, no shot. But
Yeah.
shout out to everybody working from home.
Yeah. Me and Katrina go back and forth on that a lot too. With her job, she doesn't get interrupted. The at least the old job, she wouldn't get interrupted. So obviously she was able to just produce a bunch. But I'm
Yeah,
still just like, okay, at least for the average employee, I would say that statement is false.
but I do think there's something to be said for like if you have a good office environment or work environment, if you do work from home like one day a week where it just kind of breaks up the monotony of having to go into the office every single
Mm-hmm.
day, and like yeah, maybe your employee gets 6 hours worth of productive work done instead of 8. I don't know, I see a long term benefit to that. Like with all of my employees and even myself, there's just some days where you're like, I don't have it today, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
just stay home, get what you have to get done in the morning, and then like just recuperate, and the next day just come in ready to work, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So you got to kind of trust your employees, but I think a kind of a hybrid approach is a beneficial. But
Yeah, I like it,
so
and I don't want to sound anti work from home. I just feel like a bunch of people will use that statement when I'm like, I think you just chilling.
I'm pretty sure that the people that say that are just wanting to keep working from home because they know that they don't have to be as productive, and their bosses know. Like you're not fooling anybody. You
Yeah.
know, they're not like, well, all my employees said they're way more productive. It's like they can tell. They know. They
Yeah.
know for sure. And the other thing that went around was shortening it to like a 4-day work week.
Yeah. Okay.
And their companies are saying, well, we're getting more productivity out of it. There's no fucking way. It's not that hard to work 40 hours a week, and like so how are you going to get the same productivity out of 32 hours? It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Because an employee's not going to be like, well, I better maximize my 8 hours. They're going to be like, I'm still going to fucking work 7 out of my 8 hours a day.
Yeah, and
I'm
Monday
not,
they're still gonna suck. It's gonna be Monday. Oh,
and
it's
then,
only
and,
Tuesday.
and then if you switched it to like, well, you get Mondays off, or it's Tuesday's now your new Monday. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and like it's one of those things where if a business is like, hey, we're gonna go down to 4 days a week, then another business that might be like, hey, let's do five days a week, and we're gonna beat you.
Yes, yes,
Which
yes.
would happen, and then it'd be like, well, we're all back to five. We would all have to agree. I feel like, which
Oh,
would
yeah.
happen.
And you know what's funny too is from the business side of things, when people were like, okay, you want to work remotely, that's fine, but we're going to adjust your pay to account for us not having to have like pay for your office space. So we're going to like reduce costs or reduce your salary or whatever,
Yeah.
right? Because like you can live in a cheaper area, right? So we're allowing you to
Oh, yeah,
cut
that's
your
true.
expenses, you know,
Hmm.
and employees are like, whoa, I don't want less pay. And you're like, okay, well then come in the office. Well, but I don't want to come in the office. Okay, well, what do you want from me? And then if you knock it down, like if you're like, hey, we're going to 4 days a week, you only have to work 32 hours, but we're going to reduce your pay, that's not going to happen. Employees
Right.
are going to be like, whoa, no, I'm cool with that. I'm cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, cut my pay down.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm cool. I'm cool.
Yeah. It's interesting. It is interesting when you start, like, I remember that when I first started moving into the management roles, and it was good because I was pretty close to like being a younger employee.
Hmm.
So I got the side of the frustrations of the young employees, but then you also start to understand the higher up business decisions and like some of their, whether you agreed with it or not, you understood the reasons why they were doing certain things. And so you could kind of toe the line, but it was hard because I was like, yeah, I get what you're saying,
Mm,
but I also get what they're saying. So I don't
yeah.
know.
Yeah, and I feel like there's a lot of employees that will never think of it from like a business side.
No, no, not at all. But I also think there's so many companies treat their employees like employees, you
Oh,
know?
yeah, yeah, 100%.
Like you're a commodity, you're here, like we're paying there is a part of that, like we're paying you to do a job, we expect you to do the job, but like that doesn't mean you have to treat them like that everybody's replaceable, you know? So
Yeah.
I think there's gotta be some
Oh yeah.
humility in it going both ways. But the good companies, like they get people to stick around, you know, as long
Mm,
as they're paying them fair wages. How you treat employees makes a huge difference in keeping employees for sure. And then if your employees are happy, they're gonna kind of weed out the ones that are negative and
hmm.
always
Yeah.
bitching. Like no one wants to work with people that just bitch about shit all the time.
Ugh. Yeah, it's such a drag. It just brings you down and like it makes you heavy. It's like, just
Yeah,
dragging my energy down with this.
yeah. Like come on, can you get this guy the fuck out of here?
Yeah.
Kill me. I'd rather work extra hard just so that I don't have to deal with this guy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. Yeah. Nobody wants that.
No, no. All right, dude. What you want to get into today?
I think the last two pillars. Well, I guess. Yeah. Love and happiness. The last two, just touch on those because we've done health and wealth. We've talked about that, but haven't really gotten into the other four, which I've talked about. The four pillars of life. Uh, Health, wealth, love, and happiness. It's just kind of a way to break down your life into those four sections,
Mm-hmm.
and if you just try to keep everything balanced at all times, then if you're able to keep all those good, you'll essentially have a happy life. You'll be good to go.
Yeah.
Because in
So
life,
what is?
hmm?
Oh, go ahead.
Because there's so many emotions and things to think and just ways to feel that it's almost overwhelming. You know what I mean? To be like,
Mm-hmm.
what do I need to focus on to make myself happy? And then if you
Yeah.
do well, these four, you kind of have a good foundation. You kind
Yeah.
of cover all your bases.
Let's touch on love first because I feel like happiness is it's almost like the first three pillars equal the happiness segment, right? Um, I think like for me, I just finished reading uh, "Buy Back Your Time" from Dan Martell, I think is his name.
Hmm.
And it's funny, he has, at the end of his book, he's got seven pillars, but a lot of it kind of breaks down to what you're talking about. And it was something I've always thought about, but he actually said it in there. And it was an example of a guy who was building his business and he was grinding. He's like, he told his wife, hey, for the next 4 years while I'm building this, like, I'm not going to be around. I might miss some kids' stuff. I might not be there when they wake up, like this, that, and the other thing. And about a year and a half in, it put tension on his family relationship. And Dan said he coached him and was like, well, why? Why do you need to do that? Why are you doing that? And he's like, so I can build something for them. And he's like, but they never asked you for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's something I have to keep reminding myself as I build my business too. And I've always said, like, yeah, there might be a few times I got to leave early for work or something like that or come home late. But in large part, like, I want to be there when they wake up, when the kids wake up, get them ready for school. I want to be there for dinner, and I don't want to miss their games or recitals or whatever it ends up being because don't I know it can get to that point where it puts a strain on a relationship, and I don't want to build this business and then be left with no love. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I love that. I enjoy that. That brings me happiness. But if there's no love to share it with, then what's the point of doing it all? You
Mm-hmm.
know?
Yeah.
So for me, it's like I couldn't even fathom not having Ash and the kids like in my life. You know?
Oh
At
yeah.
this point, I would be like when they're gone on vacation, maybe you've got this, you get all excited. You're like, cool, I got no responsibilities. I can go golfing. I can do this, that. And then when they leave, I feel like I just am sitting there for like a day or two. Like, I don't even really know what to do, you know? And
Yep.
it's
Yeah.
kind of, it's like a little tinge of depression of like, fuck, this sucks. And, as much as they drive you crazy, like the love you have for your family is unmatched. So if I'm, if build this business and still be there and spending time with them, then I don't want to do it. It's not worth it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And in one of the steps, Steve Ballmer. So there was like an interview quote with Steve Ballmer, who owned the Clipper crease and
Yep.
created Microsoft. And he says at the start of his son's basketball game, they would go through the schedule, and I think he would pick like for a third. He'd be like, hey, they'll be at all these games.
Yeah.
And that's while he's like building Microsoft. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
so even at that scale, he still knew to have balance. Like, hey, maybe I won't be able to make all your games, but your dad is building Microsoft. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure that they were okay with that at the end.
Sure. Yeah, and I think you've probably seen the analogy where they put rocks and sand and water in a cup, and if you put the like sand in first and then the water, and then you try to fill it in with the big rocks, it doesn't fit everything. And the big rocks are like your
Oh.
important stuff, right? Your family,
Mm-hmm.
vacations, the big blocks of time that really contribute to your life and the happiness. And if you do it in reverse, where you plan out and you say, "Hey, we're going on vacation at this time, right? I want to go to all my kids' games. This is where they're at. This is where they're at." And then you fill it in with work and some other stuff. Like you can fit it all in there, but you have to prioritize in the right way. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and so, just thinking about that analogy, and I'm always bad at that because during the year, it's never a good time to take a vacation. It's never a good time to go back home to Iowa to see family. Like, it never is. But
Oh.
if you have it on your schedule well in advance, it's like you knew this was coming, right? I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing this.
Yeah, yeah, we were in that same boat. Where like, cause Trina likes to go and plan vacations. I do, but I don't think about it. Or if it was up to me, I might really not go on vacations like ever. Like maybe Colorado sometimes, maybe well Rhode Island, but I'm good. Like, there's nowhere I really want to go. But then every time we are on a trip, I'm like, oh yeah, this is nice. Like, I'm glad we did this. But I'm always just way more focused on, well, I could not go and save money and just keep on working and building this momentum instead of taking a break to go relax and just chill and spend money, then come back like, oh, cool, we're back where we were, but now we have less money and like our rhythms off. But then I think back to like the trip, the memories, and it's worth it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I think when you look at it, you're really trying to figure out. I know we're talking about love, but it's really about what fills your bucket, right?
Mhm.
Like what gives you energy. And if taking vacations, like for me, a week long vacation is kind of hard. It's almost like you're doing it because you feel like you have to. I'd rather take like short weekend, like long weekends, right? Where it's like,
Mhm.
hey, we just get away for a little bit, change the scenery, see something new, hang out, step back for a little bit, and then you're ready to go. You're ready to get back into life, you know?
Yeah.
Too many times everybody's gone on vacation and the first like day you're excited, but you're also kind of stressed out about like the change and what's gonna happen and you got all these plans. And then you get in vacation mode towards the end, you start dreading like, oh, we have to go back. Like you get out of the rhythm of how you normally live your life, and it's like you've got this big ass Monday just looming over your head, right? Like back to real life, you know.
Yeah.
If you
And
can, if you can parse it out, I think it is an energy booster. You know what I mean?
hmm yeah, and I'm so content, which is good, but can be bad because it makes me just like not that I don't want to do anything, but I'm pretty much always happy and having a good time, so I don't need a vacation. And one of
Yeah,
my favorite things about vacation is vacation mode, which means I drink Bailey's with my coffee. You're just more relaxed, you know. It's like, hey, let's go out for lunch. Let's. It's just with the mindset, just kind of doing what you want a little bit, being a little less buttoned up, and just kind of relax and just nice. We're just chilling. It's
yeah.
vacation mode.
Well, it's good. I mean, you're building a life that you don't want a vacation from. So many people use it as, well, I've got to work and do this, so like then I can go on vacation, and it's like, yeah, but if so, I can get away from
Yeah,
my life, and it's like if you're building a life that you don't want a vacation from, right? If you're going on vacation to build memories, it's totally different than going on a vacation because it's 2 weeks off of work or whatever it is. You know what I mean?
yep.
And I, I've found I found it's even hard on the weekends. Like for me to shift gears from my normal week and routines, and then you get to Saturday and you wake up a little bit later and it's just throws you out of whack. I've found some of my favorite weekends are when like I get up in the morning and I either work out or I go work for like a couple hours and even like 2 hours of just doing some sort of work and then coming home is it changes my whole day.
Oh yeah, it feels so earned too.
Yeah, it's like, okay, cool. I got a little bit of work in today. Now I can just devote all my time to family or friends or whatever it is, you know? So, and the balance component is not the same for everybody. It's totally different for
Yeah.
every single person. And you're never going to be in complete balance. But if you can be in complete balance for how you want to live your life, that's where you're trying to get to. And then, so you got to prioritize the right stuff um, for you, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's always a moving scale. Like this summer with Katrina's new job search and all that, she's felt kind of bad. Like, hey, I've been working late. I haven't been able to cook as much dinner, take care of you guys. And I was like, hey, like don't even stress about that, because right
Yeah.
now your work is very important. So I know that. Oh, she needs to lean into work, and some of the other things that are going to off momentarily. Like she won't have as much time to go to the gym, which sucks, but that's because you need to lean this way. So I'm not
Hmm.
expecting you to be doing all this stuff at home while you have all this on your plate. And I know it's a short term thing too, right?
Sure.
So
Definitely.
like of course, like don't worry about us. Like so when she what was doing that, I was like, oh sweet, like I get to like put on the cape and like make dinner every night and just play with Leon more, and that gets me excited because like oh sweet, like I'm going to do this. Like let's run the midfield here.
Yeah. Yeah. I, I think from a relationship standpoint, it is like you need to have that give and take, right?
Yep.
And it makes you feel good when the other person feels productive and contributing, right? You don't want her to feel like, oh, it's just taken away. It's like, no, we're in this together. We're a team. There's going to be times where you're pursuing other stuff and she's taking the reins of more of the home duties and then vice versa. And I don't know, like that gives me a lot of joy that we're building the life together, right?
Yeah.
And we're doing it on the same page. And it's not always perfect, but strive to be, and we talk about it. So,
Yeah, and I think about it almost like she is so good at like at teaching him and just like the values, and she's teaching him some Portuguese and just the day to day stuff, just keeping him organized and just keeping everything together. So her her life easier as well as taking care of him. So I always make sure that like her coffee mug is ready for the morning. The dishes are done, so her day is easier. Because I know that I can wake up 10 minutes before work, dress, coffee, boom, I'm out the door. So I can just do that quick. But she meditates, wakes Leon up, Ben just needs some more time. I'm like, okay, how can I make her more earning easier? Just
yeah,
always thinking of that.
making me look bad, dude.
No,
It's that's awesome. No, it's great. I try to do that and then I get so wrapped up in like my own shit and I'm tired and if I don't get up in the morning and go to the gym before everybody wakes up, then I'm not really like I don't help as well. Like I know that.
mhm.
And it's like I want to help her more get out the door, but she just fucking like takes it and does it and it's crazy. Like she wrangles the kids more. She drops them off in the morning. She picks them up. Like she's late for work sometimes, and she does it all to sacrifice for like my business, which I appreciate. And I'm not good at like telling her that. And I try to do like little things every once in a while and stuff to like help. But yeah, it's definitely something I need to be better at for sure.
Yeah. Then just yeah. I think about it as like I'm the left tackle, she's the quarterback type thing, right? Like you need
Yeah,
to make sure that they're good, so everyone's good. type,
yeah, yeah.
type
No, for sure. And like, I mean, even today, right? Like, we both woke up a little bit later. We scrambled, we got the kids out the door, and I could be a little bit more flexible with my time. So once we got the kids out the door, I knew I was going to be late at softball, and that living room was kind of dirty, and the kitchen was a little messy. And I was like, I'm going to clean all this up, right? So that she can walk into the house after a full day of work, have the kids, and she doesn't have to worry about picking shit up, right? Or
mm-hmm.
cleaning stuff up, and just little things like that. I don't know, just to show love and appreciation for the relationship. Like I'm not great at saying it all the time. Like we say I love you all the time, right? But
Yeah.
it kind of, when you don't say it, it means something. When you say it, it doesn't quite have the same effect. So it's how can you show that, right?
Yep.
How can your actions speak to it and showing up every day? And sure, I can show up for myself every day and for the kids, but a lot of times the effort goes towards me and the kids and the business, and our relationship kind of gets put on the back burner. And
Oh yeah.
we try to do date nights and stuff like that, but I do have to make more of a conscious effort to show up on those other items, you know.
No, no, I feel that too. Especially when like you're going through the weeks, you're hanging out and stuff, but then like you'll think, oh, we haven't had a date night for a while. Like, oh fuck, like damn it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's I feel like that thing can happen a lot too. Or you'll just kind of not like you're going through the motions, but you're just so in like your routine that you forget get to like stop and like just
Oh yeah.
chill for a sec
Yeah.
and make sure that everything's good.
I like to do surprises, like little surprises, right?
Oh yeah.
Like she doesn't know I'm gonna be at home, right? But I just work from home in the afternoon, and then I cook dinner, and it's like a nice dinner that's ready for when they get home. And it's
Oh
like,
yeah.
oh, this a great surprise. Like dad's home, dinner's ready.
Yep.
Like, and it totally shifts the mood of everything. And it doesn't take much, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so like I love to do those little things. Um, it's selfishly it makes me feel good too, you
Right.
know.
Yeah. Yeah. Not the good. Like that's a good selfish way to feel. And yeah, yeah. Like thing is, I stay up way later than she does. So sometimes it's nice to just clean up the whole house. So like let me rephrase. Pick up the living room and kitchen.
Yeah.
So when she comes down, it's like, oh, it's clean. I went to bed, it was dirty, and I woke up, it's clean and stuff.
And it feels so good to like walk into your house or wake up in the morning and the house is clean.
Oh,
Like
yo,
it already like when you walk in and it's messy, you're already just starting your day. Like you feel like behind
yo.
almost, you know, and you're like, oh, I gotta clean this up or do this, and so it's definitely a big difference. I was gonna ask you, so how do you, I guess we'll get more vulnerable, but like, how do you feel loved? Like, what
Ooh, that's
makes
a
you?
good question. So I'm gonna pee quick. I'll be right back. And how do I feel loved? So do you mean like how do I know I'm loved, or like things? To like what's like my love language?
Yeah, like yeah, your love language. Like, what makes you feel like loved and appreciated, right? Some people, you know, getting gifts, or let's say you get your girl like flowers and they love it, right? And everybody's a little bit different. Like for me, I like, gifts don't do anything for me. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like I'll just get it if I want something.
Uh,
So I don't. It to me, it's more about like the little things. You know, like showing appreciation for, let's say I've been working really hard, and it's just like noticing that, right? Like paying attention to stuff I'm doing, or, you know, cooking dinner, or surprising me with something little. It's not much, but to me, that's a big thing. And, you know, we don't talk a lot about, I guess, emotions, but just like, it's like when Ash knows, like if I'm stressed or whatever, and she just like asks how I'm doing, you know, it's like, I don't know, it just makes me feel like she actually cares, and it makes me feel good. It doesn't have to be a lot, but it's like, hey, how are you doing? And just
mm,
allowing me to talk and vent about it and just being there to listen.
yeah, I've never even thought of like what makes me feel. I mean, I guess I'm really not like that. I mean, she's told me that she's loved me, and like she tells me how much I mean to her, and just the way she lives her life, and spends time with me and has chosen to be with me instead of anyone else in the whole world. She's like, "Oh yeah, this is good. You're good." Like there was infinite possibilities. She's like, "Nope, this is good." And that to me is, I think that is awesome and crazy. And I feel the same way because I did that with her too. It's like, nope, like any other possible scenario involving another human in my life, I'm just, no, I'm good. So don't, I mean, just, I don't have really a love, like a way to make me feel loved. I just know that she does. It's so apparently obvious, just with like the way she lived her life and the way she communicates with me and just everything. I feel
Yeah,
so
she shows up, she's there for you, and
yeah, just really
yeah.
just everything. Like I don't know how I could not feel loved. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's
Yeah, for sure.
like it's so obvious. If
Yeah.
that makes sense.
No, yeah, no, for sure it does. It does.
Yeah, and for me, I don't really need a ton of like reassurance and stuff. You know, like I know she loves me because she told me. Like that type thing. They're like, I know she thinks I'm hot because she told me.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'll forget to give out those compliments. She's like, hey, you haven't mentioned anything for a while. Then my first thought is, well, I I've told you multiple times throughout our 5 year relationship. Like I've told you,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
that's not. But that's me, and I always.
Yeah.
This is going to sound dumb, but I always forget that she isn't me, and that my thoughts aren't her thoughts. That's me thinking my thoughts. Like, you know, I'm me. So the way that I feel about stuff is not the way that she feels.
Yeah.
So
It's yeah, I mean, Ash is funny cuz you get everybody gets has like self-doubt sometimes, right? So, you know, even over the last year and a half building the business or whatever, sometimes I'm just like, I don't know if I got it, if I'm cut out for it, right? Like, so if I show any signs of that, it sounds weird, but she's like, yes, you do. Stop being a bitch. Like,
right.
it's like
Hmm.
she she'll listen, but she'll also like she knows me. Like I'm not one like I like tough coaching, that
Hmm.
sort of thing. It's just what we grew up on. And she'll give it to me straight, and then I'm like, she gives a shit enough to tell me how it is, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I think she has just showing confidence in me, and like she says it all the time, like being a good father and all that kind of stuff, because I'm not always around as much as I want to be,
Yeah.
but just knowing that she's like, no, you're good. Like we talked about this, like I've got your back, but don't make it a waste of time. Like if you got to go into work, like work, get your shit done, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's a little bit weird, right? Because when people think of love, they think of, I guess more of like your softer emotions.
Oh,
But
yep.
to me, I'm like, man, she really cares when she like tells me the shit that I'm already kind of know in my head, but I need someone else to like say it to me, you know?
Oh,
So
dude, I
it's
feel,
good.
dude, that's awesome. And Trina has said that I've helped her because I give her just like straight up tough love sometimes, and I need to think like I'm not talking to me in the situation right now.
Hmm.
I've really been working on that. Cause there'll be sometimes where I'll just be like, no, like you like stop, you got this. Like, well, you can work hard, you cannot work hard, but it sucks. But like, do you want to be the best employee? Like, what do you want to do? Like, just that
Yeah.
type of things.
Yeah.
Or man, like one of my biggest, it's almost like a pet peeve, but it's like a me problem. Whenever she's not confident about like her outfit or something, it drives me crazy because there's so many examples that you should remember that have happened. Like when we were at the show, and this guy came like, "Dude, your girl, man, she's so hot. Like, how you do it? Blah 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 blah." Like this whole thing. And then when she started her new job, when she trained her employee at her old job, she's like, "Hey, you look like Blake Lively." And I told her, remember that,
Yeah.
and never have any self doubt again, ever in the whole world.
Yeah.
Because that's how I
Yeah.
am. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, if someone says something like, "Oh man, like you're like strong," I'm never remember that. I never
Yeah.
forget that. So,
Yeah.
but it's weird because I get like mad, mad, like, "Stop it! You're so hot. I have examples. Shut up!" like, which is like,
I have
which is like,
examples.
no, love. Like, of
You
course
pull
you're
out
like I'm
like a
dating.
slide deck.
Like I lean into like not the right lane there.
Yeah.
But to
Oh, I mean,
me, it's like, no, you're so attractive that you even thinking that is just a waste of time. Do you want to
hmm
see some ugly people? And then I'll Google some ugly people. Like, see,
yeah.
see,
Yeah.
like just
Yeah.
yeah,
I think I think some of that is probably more, I would say more women have that than men. Like for me, I know I'm not I need to lose some weight. I can always look better, right?
mm-hmm.
But I don't feel like guys hold on to that quite as much, you know? I feel like a lot of times there's more of like a confidence
Oh yeah,
to men. Women generally tend to lean towards like, I'll tell Ash like that dress looks awesome, and then she'll come back out like 5 minutes later with a different dress on, and it's just like this little fucking thing. And it's like, all right, I don't,
yeah.
whatever. Like, is if you feel good, whatever you, if you're not confident in what you're wearing or how you appear, that energy gets put off to other people, right?
Mm,
Like, you ever see somebody wear something kind of obnoxious and weird, and you're like, I would never fucking wear that. Like, that's crazy.
oh
But they're pulling it off.
oh
And it's
yeah.
like they have that confidence to be able to wear that shit, you know?
You know,
And so I think just having that confidence, but having somebody else in your corner who gives you that confidence
mm-hmm.
and has those reminders, and I mean, that goes a long way, you know? Fucking bugs.
Yeah, and just man, yeah. Just remembering you have your own thoughts. I need to not. I need to remember that I'm not talking to myself here. It's just a big one.
Yeah, yeah. That being able to convey the message that you would give to yourself, but deliver it in a way that they receive it well
Yep, yeah.
is it's an art form. It's an art form for
Yeah.
sure. And that, I mean, that goes for every situation. I mean, it's even with your kids, you do it all the time, right? Like, how do I get my kids to do what I want them to do while making it seem like it was their idea to do it? But that's the
Mm-hmm.
only way they're going to do it. They're not going to do it if I tell them to. But how do I get them to want to do it? You know,
Yep, yeah.
it's like that's it's just like everything.
Yeah,
You know,
and so what were we gonna say?
oh, what?
Oh, I was just gonna say when it comes to like partner too, like know what you want. I feel like some people are just out there dating, just like I don't know, I just want blah. Like I'm not sure what I'm into. I'm like, no, just be specific. Like be very specific to like a point. Like not like have like your values or things like you aren't willing to waver from, and then you have just everything else. But
Yeah,
like Akina's nice, she's fun, she's open minded, which is the pillar of everything. Like she's like a good person, you know what I mean?
yeah,
And then on top of that, it's like, oh, she's really hot. Oh, she's really smart. Oh, she's in a blank, 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 blank. But like, it's the but at the foundation, she's just a great human, and
Yeah.
that's like the overall arching thing. You know what I mean?
I don't think people spend enough time thinking about what they want to, like, who, I mean, even the example of like, hey, what makes you feel loved, right? It, until we were talking about it tonight and I knew I was going to ask you that question, I hadn't even really thought about that, you know? People don't really think about, spend time to think about themselves and understand themselves. And when, if you don't even know yourself, how can you go out and try to find a partner?
Ooh, yeah.
You have to have that.
Yeah, and one thing that is a specific example of how I feel loved. If she will voluntarily do me a favor that's an inconvenience for her, just to be nice, like that type of stuff too, where it's like, oh, like you're doing this. This doesn't really make sense for you to do, but this is nice. Like you're going out of your way just to get me like this sandwich from this place. It's not on the
Yeah.
way, but that's awesome. Like, thank you.
And happy to do it, right?
Mhm.
If
Yeah.
they're, if you're with someone who is always begrudgingly doing stuff because it's like, oh, yeah, you're always asking me to do shit for you, right? Now, if you're a lazy ass person and all you're doing is asking for someone to just do your shit, like they're gonna leave you. But if you have this good relationship and you're asking for favors like, can you pick this up or do this or whatever, and they're like, oh yeah, I'll happily, like I'd love to do that. It gives me an excuse to see you or do whatever, it's like that's
Mhm.
awesome. And I like that example. That's good.
Yeah, like every time she at the store, like, hey, I'm heading to the store to pick up things for the house. Anything extra you want? Every time. Oh well, sweet. I'm not sure.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. No, it's something else that makes, like, brings me a lot of happiness is doing things for other people. You know,
Mhm.
E- even like volunteer work, like sometimes it always is kind of inconvenient to start, right? And you're
Mhm.
like, I gotta go do this or this, but then afterwards you feel good, and like
Yo.
you're in a totally different mindset, or you know, I enjoy at the end of the year when the business is done well enough and we get to pick and donate money to charities, like causes that we actually care about and support. And,
Mhm.
yeah, people are like, oh, that's a lazy way, just giving money. But like these foundations need money to operate. And
Yeah.
it just makes me feel good to be able to be like, I'm fortunate enough to where I can give that out.
Yeah, that whole sentiment of donating is lazy. It's one of the dumbest. Just it's like that's so stupid. Like, oh, you're donating money to build a school. Why don't you build it yourself? I don't know how, and I don't have the time. Like,
Yeah.
like
And
it's just to not even that. Just if you're donating money, it's a win. Just period.
yeah, yeah,
Like,
it could be $15 and like you will feel better. The amount of money is irrelevant, right? It's like
yeah.
you gave, you earned it, you gave it away to somebody else. You're helping out other people who need it more than you.
Mhm. Yeah, but like today there is one tuna pack that I didn't like the flavor. It's an extra one, and I just kept it in my lunchbox for when I see someone on the side of the road. Like, I'm like, hey, do you want some food? And they're like, oh, sweet. And I
Yeah,
saw someone today. I gave them this tuna, which I didn't want, and they're like, oh, thanks, man. That's going to be great. And it just
yeah,
felt good, and
yeah,
it was didn't cost anything.
yeah,
And I'm telling one about it until now or anything, but just using it as example.
yeah. You're doing it for yourself. I mean, you're helping somebody else out, but it's not like, hey, just I'm gonna share this video of me giving tuna packet to a homeless guy. I hope you guys all make this video go viral. Like, I don't know, but that whole thing too. Like people get shit on for posting those kind of videos. Like I just
Right?
kind of shit on somebody, but I do think, who cares also, right? Like
Right?
if you, because there's going to be people that see that video that are like, I should do something nice like that. You're gonna have a lot of people that scoff at it or look at it and just keep scrolling. But even if one other person does something else nice for somebody else because they saw a video that you posted doing something nice for somebody, like, isn't that the
Hmm.
point?
Yeah, and I went through that too, where I would see like a video of someone being nice to a stranger with like some sad music playing, like it costs nothing to be a good person. Ugh.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, why am I hating on this? I get it. It's cheesy as shit. It is so cheesy,
Yeah.
but it's good. Like
Yeah,
that's
it's
a
great.
win. So if I'm to hate on that, then I'm a fucking douche. I'm like Jesse. Like, why are you like? What is this? So
It's
then
kind of
I just
like your
pivoted to be like, that's fun. It's silly, but it's good. I just
yeah.
I
I mean, I kind of feel that way about, your video making fun of like the dads that brag about like cleaning their house up.
oh
And I'm like, that's funny, but also like I could probably clean up some more around my house. You know what I mean? So it's
yeah
like
yeah yeah
you're gonna shit on them, but also you're gonna take some of it and be like, yeah, I could probably do better. I could do
yeah.
better.
Yeah, sometimes it's just like it's such a production to just like man chill like
Yeah, yeah,
like just something nice about just like donating to a charity and not telling anyone, but you just know
yeah.
like
It's great.
just like I don't gotta well, I don't know like maybe
Yeah,
I do maybe I don't but I know
yeah,
and I know what I'm doing.
yep, yep. I feel better. I feel better.
Yeah.
I, even like at Christmas time, like I love getting gifts from people,
Ooh,
but
yeah.
I really don't enjoy receiving the gifts. You know,
No,
like I
yeah.
just kind of like to hang back, but like give gifts out, and I like to actually think about what the person would want. It usually ends up costing me a lot more money in around Christmas time because I'm like, I'm not gonna get somebody like something they don't want just because it's $20, but what they really would like is like 100. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
like, I'll just spend the money and get them what they actually would like, and so it gets pretty expensive, but I feel good doing it. You know, I'm
No,
like,
yeah.
well, otherwise I'm just not gonna get you anything. I'm not gonna get you like a shitty gift that you're gonna have to open and be like, thanks. This is gonna sit in
Yeah.
my basement for 2 years until I finally throw it away.
Yeah, and so let's say I'm just giving another example. Cause Trina always makes me like birthday cards.
Hmm.
Which I really want and it's always something that's like just a deep cut or something that I've been into that year. Like one for the vasectomy day was this from The Office, the snip snap,
Uh,
and then it's got the
that's
note, and then
that's
for
great.
Father's Day. There's a scene in one of the Wolverine movies where Hugh Jackman he gets out of bed and just like stares off the window, and he's butt naked, and it's just like this long ass shot. Then we were joking about like how it's so unnecessary. So then on my Father's Day card, she screenshotted it, and it's just I hope that this is the most unnecessary thing you have to deal on Father's Day. Like just that type of stuff. It was
That's great. See,
hilarious.
but it doesn't take much. People put so much pressure on like how to make other people. Well, I got to get them this super nice gift or whatever, and it's like, yeah, money's kind of part of it, but it's irrelevant. It's like, are they gonna enjoy it? Are they gonna appreciate it? Like, is it
Mhm.
thoughtful? Is it them? And
Yeah,
if you just that's all it takes.
yeah, and she always says that I'm a good gift giver, and I tell her try to buy things that you would like and enjoy, but you would never buy it yourself.
Yeah,
Like it's not necessary all the time. It's like, oh, that's sweet. Like I wanted that thing. It just like
yeah,
something like the good. Like,
100%, 100%. You got anything else on I mean, I feel like we rolled a lot with like happiness and
Yeah.
like a feeling appreciated. You got anything else on love and happiness?
I mean, there's just some the tips on happiness, not even the tips, just kind of the stuff that I think about all the time is perspective. Having perspective on life is so crucial, and it's such a game changer because it can change anything. Like obviously, I get to some situations that are just it's hard to perspective your way out. I'll think just one. I'm healthy. I live in America, which is good. State I live in safe. So that's already just such a win. Then you can go like very specific. Like I love my wife, my job's great. The town I live in, or big like I was born me. That's amazing. Like everything in life is such a crazy thing. None of it makes sense, but I'm just happy to be here
Yeah,
because that's a big thing. And being honestly happy too. Like not just trying to fit in, and if there's something that you enjoy, but you think it might not be cool or accepted, still do it if it makes you happy. But like never sacrifice your happiness to fit in or to seem cool. Like example, I love listening to Lord, and sometimes like I'll be like bumping Lord. I'm like, man, I'm a grown ass man, like bumping Lord and shit. But it's like, no, I fucking no. I like this, so I'm gonna do it. Or
yeah,
I love having comic book shit all over like the basement, and though a lot of my coworkers like, oh, you're such a nerd. I was like, sure, fine. I'm like, I don't care.
yeah,
Just like do what makes you happy, and don't try to fit into what's cool, or like don't think about if what is making you happy is cool or not. Just do it,
yeah.
and
Ah, it
then
comes down
oh,
to. I just want to touch on that a little bit. It comes down to really knowing yourself, right? And
yeah,
understanding who you are. And you know, that's funny that you said that. I see this reel pop up every once in a while. It's this old guy who drives Uber and
mm-hmm.
he listens to like gangster rap and
Oh
like
yeah,
loud and bumps it and loves it. And it's like he shouldn't be listening to that, I guess, by conventional society stuff. And he just owns it and loves it. It seems super happy. And it's like that's what it's all about. Just know yourself.
yeah,
Be
yeah.
confident in yourself and do what you like. Our company, I'm working on like solidifying our like core values for the company. And
Mm-hmm.
one I keep coming back to is like be uniquely you, right? Like I want an engineering company that's yes, technically excellent, employees, hard
Yeah.
workers, whatever, but I want people with personalities too, you
Oh
know?
yeah.
I don't want I don't want it to be this collective group of stuffy engineers who have to hide who they are like in the office because they're at a quote unquote professional job. It's like I think when I was starting out, I remember one of my clients, I was going through a period where I was wearing like loafers all the time. And
We.
the first meeting with them, like I think I had long hair and I had it up in like a samurai bun
Oh
and
yeah.
I had like loafers on. And it's just not what a typical engineer looks like in our world. Like it's usually more construction guys or more of your buttoned up like dress shirts and dress pants and stuff like that. And it you treat people right, it doesn't really matter what you look like, what your appearance is and what you're into. Everybody's different and it was kind of a funny story to share after the fact. And so that's what I want. Those are the kind of people that I want to be around, you know? People that aren't afraid to be themselves.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and that's just one thing about just all the societal pressures to fit in, and I just think so much of that it's just dumb, and who cares? Just do what you actually want to do.
Yeah,
Like it almost just like it makes me mad when people just are afraid to be themselves because they're just worried about how people will perceive them or accept them. But if you're not yourself and you're accepted, you're not going to be happy. So what's the point? And you being you is the only thing that you have over everybody. You know what I mean? Like the
right.
thing that make you unique that you might not like is something cool that other people will bring up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
100%.
just a cool character trait.
Yeah, Seth Godin talks about that in his book Tribes.
Mm-hmm.
Still with me? That
Yeah.
close. But he talks about that in Tribes. It's like you're not going to build a following if you're trying to appeal to the masses. Like if you want to have a true tribe of people that believe in the same thing and are interested in the same thing, like you have to be you. You have to pick what you're into and go with that. If you try to appeal to the masses and the people that are getting like their videos go viral, they're
Mm-hmm.
not recreating like other viral videos necessarily. Like they're kind of like what elements went viral, but I'm going to do it my own way, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're unique personalities that all have a different take on everything. And that's what people appreciate. And yeah, I don't know what else to say on it, but that's it's just more fun to be around people who aren't overly fucking obsessed with what everybody else is thinking about them at all times.
Yeah, and I just I wish people would understand that they are so cheesy, but they're just like so great, and you're the only one who's you. So just lean into it,
Yeah,
or else
yeah,
what's the point? Like
yeah,
I remember in just some off and on just throughout like high school and then some of the college. I'd be like, man, my voice sucks. I don't like it. And then in college, like going on dates and stuff, blah blah blah. At the end, at some point, the chick would be like, "Oh my god, your voice is so cute. I love it." And then it just kind of switched, like, "Oh, like seeing people are into this, like, okay." And
yeah.
then it just changed the whole thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
now I love it. I double down, and it's just yeah,
I love your voice too, man.
yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
I love your
It's
voice.
that it was funny. Like listening back to some of the clips, I was like, is that what I sound like?
Yeah, yeah.
it's it's weird hearing yourself on podcasts,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
through
But
speakers. It sounds different.
but then I think everyone's heard. Like it's not like I've never talked before. Like everyone knows what I sound like. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. It's that's trippy, man. It's trippy.
Yeah, it's like oh yeah, that's what it is, and no one like complains. They're like, oh my god, ooh, voice.
Fucking can't stand this guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I want to say the four pillars of life I learned in the 67 Steps by Ty Lopez. I just want to shout that out. I'm
Yeah.
not trying to steal any credit or anything, but
I don't think Ty Lopez is coming after us anytime soon.
yeah,
Probably
but
better.
that's just like, but Sunshine pivoted to like that in 2015. Everything's just improved.
It's good, man.
Like it's just
Yeah.
been yeah.
Yeah. It's good. I I'll circle back to your perspective. It's I think people need to cut themselves some slack too. So it's easy to take like there's a certain way you can have perspective. Your perspective is good, right? It's the you know what? My situation is pretty damn good, all things considered. A lot of people have it worse, and you come out of it more positive. Sometimes people are, they beat themselves up for feeling that way. And it's like, it's okay to like be down on yourself or have like low periods. And
Mm-hmm.
they're like, well, I'm a terrible person because I have it good. Like, I shouldn't feel this way.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's like, okay, yes, but like, it, people feel that way. Just fucking get over it, I guess, in
Mm-hmm.
our way
Yeah.
of communicating. So, but I think people just need to cut themselves some slack, Like, there's so much pressure to have that perspective and be like, I gotta be happy all the fucking time. It's like,
Mm,
well, you
yeah.
don't have to be 100% every fucking day.
Yeah. And like, there's times like you mess up, you make a mistake, but if you just spin it and go like, well, that did not go well at all. That was a rough one, but we're gonna dust ourselves up and keep on moving.
It's it's hard when you naturally think like that. It's hard to coach people out of that. From what I've found, you
Oh.
know,
Mm-hmm.
for me, I can overcome those a little bit easier. It's like, fuck, that just I blew that deal. It cost us like 20 grand or whatever. It's like, that fucking sucks. Well, I guess I won't do that again. And it's
Yeah.
okay, on to the next one. On to the next one. Like, learn from it, move on. It's hard to coach somebody who like is stuck in there because all I want to tell them is like, just get the fuck over it. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. Is like,
Yeah.
it happened, just move on. I don't know,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Patrick Mahomes throws picks, and he comes out the next drive, and he just keeps throwing. Like,
yeah.
keep on. Just come.
I saw a reel of, I think it was a comedian, and she was saying something about how like the differences between men and women, and it was like she was describing women like, if I'm having a bad day, like, I need to call in sick and I need to watch a sappy movie or cry for 2 hours or whatever, and she's like, guys are different. They If they're having a bad day, they watch one fucking Kobe Bryant motivational clip and they're like, okay, I'm ready to go. Like, let's
Dude,
snap
I
out of
was
it.
holder of just Kobe clips.
Ah, he's the best.
'Cause it's just like, yeah, just work on your craft. It's like, yeah, like that's all I need is to hear someone be like, oh yeah, okay, I'm in.
Yeah. It's, if you're feeling down, I mean, like, even watching the Olympics, you have like world class athletes who have been practicing for 4 years and training, and then they fuck up
Yeah,
and they cost their team a medal or whatever. And it's like that, like, they got to move on and get to the next event.
yeah,
Like, they just have to, and or they can dwell on it and it's going to eat them up for 4 more years and they're going to quit the sport and become fat and lazy and not achieve anything. And you
yeah,
can kind of pick two paths. I don't know which one you'd
yeah. You
rather
got
pick.
to just go for it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh,
man, that's kind of all I got right now for love and happiness. Obviously, can go more in depth and go more like happiness, like what, like hobbies, long term happiness, relationships, like what works, and just like some other stuff, like just so much to mine from. Because
you,
I have here, but I'm gonna say this: Katrina's like a girl I made in a lab with like all of our just like the way we're so compatible. Sometimes I'm like, this is fake. Like
yeah.
it doesn't make sense. I don't get it.
It's interesting. You and Katrina met a lot later in life than like me and Ash, right? We started dating
Yeah,
in high school, and it's weird because your idea of like the person you want to be with changes like as your lifestyle changes. but we've been able to like grow together, which has been an interesting process for sure. And it's
Yeah.
been fun, and it's like it's constantly evolving, constantly changing, like learning, communicating, developing, and we both have the same goal mindset. Like we've always kept that, like you talked about, right? Like your core values, and then like they're just a good person. Like that's always been at the core. The other stuff kind of changes or comes and goes or whatever, and
Mm-hmm.
it's it is a lot of work. You see a lot of relationships where the people get together, they get married fast, and then something changes, right? Like maybe someone gets a promotion and work becomes more important, and then the other person is like, well, I don't know why you want to work so hard. And it's like there's no real collective
Mm-hmm.
goal to the team, you
Yeah.
know? And so it's like if you don't have that deep connection, the rest of it, the whole thing can fall apart if a little bit changes. It doesn't take much, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so it's been fun for us to grow and develop and like start a family and move and both progress in our careers and push each other. So yeah, it's interesting watching some of like the people that are getting in relationships now, and they're dealing with problems that it's like, yeah, we've had the same problems, I guess you could call them. Like it's just life stages, and you just
Yeah.
gotta, if you're with the right person, you just keep going. You just don't
Mm-hmm.
fucking quit, you know?
Yep. Exactly.
So that's been good. Yeah. One thing on happiness that I'll shout out you on this one. Whenever I feel a little bit like the days are getting monotonous, I go back to your concept of like have something at the end of the day that you look forward to. Like it could be little, right? Where it's like, oh, we're gonna get Chinese food for dinner,
Oh
or
yeah.
we're gonna watch this. Just something little where it's like, you know, let's fucking do this tonight. That'll be fucking fun. And it's nothing, right? It could be like a movie and popcorn with the kids, and it's like we're
Mm-hmm.
just gonna do that. It's gonna
Yep.
be fun. And
It's, speaking of that, the Nathan Franks, the Nathan hot dogs.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So we've been eating too many of those this summer. It's been great, and I found that they have these jumbo ones. They're huge,
The jumbo.
and yeah. Then I was at Walmart last night. I had them in my hand. I'll be like, hot dogs Tuesday. I'm like, no, 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 no. I'll come back on Friday or Saturday, and we'll do this. Like
Yeah,
this is the weekend treat type
yeah.
thing. And so I've been thinking about it all week. And like Katrina doesn't know like how big they are, and I'm just so pumped. I'm so pumped.
No, you don't get it. These things
They're
are
huge. I'll
huge.
send you a pic. I'll send you a wiener pic this week. Don't worry. This
Dude, I
weekend.
can't wait to get some wiener pics this weekend. Yeah, clip that, dude. Clip
And
that.
also, we should do like a Thursday, just even like a 5 minute call during the week to touch base about our next podcast and stuff. So I
We
feel like
should.
that would be a good idea. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
cause I feel like the stuff I'll say on here and then I'll forget it until next week. We can I was gonna do that last week. Right. Cool, cool,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. No, we
Yeah.
should do that. That would be good.
All right, sweet. And then I'm gonna reach out to the boys this weekend to see. Do you have any time this weekend by chance or? Oh, and it's so early, so no stress. So I'm thinking just a night merge pod test run, half-hour thing, if even.
Yeah. No, we should definitely set that up. Yeah, like later at nights are perfect for me.
Okay, yeah. Then literally just to see how a four-person conversation would look and feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, we
So
should
I
definitely
think
do that.
that'd be sweet. All right, word man,
This was a good one.
sir.
We didn't talk any politics, too. That was great.
No, we didn't. That's what's up. And then, yeah, nice. That's good shit.
Yeah. Yeah. But politics are crazy.
Oh yeah. Wait till next episode. We're doing a deep dive in this race, baby.
Oh man. I don't have anything else.
Me neither. This was a good one. It's 12:30 here. I'm gonna go get my lunch ready for tomorrow.
Yeah, dude,
Chill for a bit, then call it.
I appreciate you staying up to do this.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
it's
this time
uh,
works out good.
yeah. It works for me too, especially on Mondays because I said had that good gym sesh, so I'm up. So
Yeah.
all right, man. Well, let's touch base. We'll text and figure out a time.
Yeah. All right,
All
brother.
right, cool. Peace. Love ya.
Love you, brother.
Peace.